there's a hotel out in Scottsdale, and they had this big meeting about it last night. And it's part of the hotel is putting homeless people up. So it's like the city of Scottsdale is getting money from Arizona, the state, right? And it's a program that allows some homeless people to live in a hotel room. Now, you and I have been down to the zone. We have seen what kind of a mess that is. It is a sad, just horrible story of people with mental illness, people doing drugs right in front of us as we were walking through. Okay, so is this a good plan? That's the question that I want to ask. Is it a good plan? Is it a good program? And does it work? Because right off the bat, you've got residents in Scottsdale saying, yeah, we don't like this. Now, why would they say that?
So before you make a determination, can I give you some details? Because I feel like
give me some details.
I feel like it's important to know what this is all about, right?
Yeah.
So let's just focus on the Scottsdale one because they're also doing this in Mesa. And
Correct.
some people out there are not too happy either. This is a hotel in Scottsdale. Pretty nice hotel, by the way. We were looking at pictures earlier. There's a pool. It's nice. It's not some rundown old Motel 6.
I think there's a spa there,
No offense
too.
to Motel 6.
No.
It's just, it's not a motel. So pretty nice hotel, and they're reserving 10 rooms in the hotel. 10 rooms. It's not like half the hotel. It's not the whole hotel. 10 rooms for this program. 7 of them are reserved for seniors who are down on their luck, looking to get back into permanent housing. The other 3 are used primarily for women, single women, children. A lot of veterans come through this program. And so that's what this is. It's 10 rooms used for those purposes. Keep that in mind. Those are the people. They're being vetted. They're being double vetted. They're being triple vetted, from my understanding. These are people who, not the mentally ill walking around on the street talking to themselves that you and I have seen.
Yeah, it's tough.
Not that. That's not that individual. Not the person who is committing drug crimes. Not the person who's been in for, soliciting prostitutes or something like that. These are people who are down on their luck, looking to get back into permanent housing, and they're going to give them a couple of weeks to get their feet under them. That's the program.
It is. Actually, the program works, too. About 80-something% can stay in this hotel for a period of time, and then they find 80-something% find permanent housing. But here are the two things that, it's the elephant in the room. First of all, do you want to stay at a hotel like this? Because I think of the hotel, and that's bad for business for the hotel. You don't want to be known as a place that houses the homeless people. Because when people go to a hotel, they want to relax. They want a place that's clean. They want some luxury. And if it gets out, that hotel people are going to decide not to go there.
It's a perception issue.
No doubt. And it's not, do I sound like a snob? Absolutely. I'm just telling you what most people will think.
That's the way a lot of people would.
Why? Because when we think of somebody who is homeless, we don't necessarily think of a senior citizen who's down on their luck. What we think about is what we see on television, what we talk about here, and that's the zone. It's the worst of the worst. And so when you think of a homeless person, you think it may be the zone. When you think of a homeless person, it's the homeless person that you see on your ride home. I see it when I go hit the I-17. I see it everywhere. And the question you have to ask yourself is, okay, this hotel, they're putting up only 10 people. It doesn't matter. To other people, it's going to be like, well, I'm going to stay next to a homeless person, and I don't want to do that. To some people out there, they're going to be like, okay, I don't want to sleep in a bed that a homeless person just slept in. And you and I both know that's probably not going to happen, but it's the optics of the whole thing. So you have to think about the business of the hotel. Is that good for them? Probably not, because most people would decide they don't want to stay there. The other part of it is, it's the Scottsdale residents. Hey, listen. We want, and this is what they're saying. Listen, we want to help the veterans who aren't sheltered.
Just don't do it here.
Just not here. And you know what? Everybody in Chandler would say the same thing. And Phoenix would say the same thing. And Glendale would say the same thing. Hey, what can we do? What can we do? As long as they're not right next to me, I'm fine with it. What can we do? So, there are people who are, in Scottsdale, and they're up in arms about this because I think they think, well, they're going to leave the hotel, and they're going to take up residence in the park where I take my kid. Maybe. I think the other part of this is this, Steve. So dig a little bit deeper on this, right? paying guests in a hotel are not aware that they're homeless people.
They're not being explicitly told when they go and get a hotel room.
Right.
Hey, by the way, we got a homeless person next door.
I know, right? So when you go, let's say you go to...
Which, by the way, how ridiculous did that sound for me to even say that? They shouldn't have to tell you that.
You sure?
They shouldn't.
Okay. All right. So
homelessness does not define you as a person. It is your status of where you live.
Right. But does it make you want to stay at that hotel?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
It doesn't make you want to, but ignorance is bliss, right?
I think most of us would say, no, I don't want to stay at a hotel if homeless people are there.
But
let's be honest.
That's the point. If I'm running the hotel and you're my customer, right?
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to tell you.
You shouldn't.
That's my point. I shouldn't have to tell you that somebody next door has no home.
Right. Why?
Or they got a DUI.
Why?
Or they committed a financial crime in the past.
Why? Because people would leave.
Exactly.
Yeah, people would leave.
But also, it's none of your business. Being homeless is not a crime.
But why?
Being homeless is not shameful, although a lot of people feel it.
Yeah.
Just because somebody next door, living in the room next door to you is homeless, I actually know more about these people because they've been thoroughly vetted than I would know about the guy staying next door to me at the casino in Las Vegas.
Yeah, you don't know who's staying with you there.
I know nothing about that guy or his family or his associates or what they're doing in that hotel room or what they've done before in their life.
What kind of drugs they're doing in there and what other...
Do they have a criminal history?
Yeah.
They don't have to disclose that to the hotel.
So let me just
I know more about these people than I do about them.
Let me put a bow on this for you. I am looking at the numbers, okay, of this hotel. They put up 10 homeless people. The numbers look pretty good. They've helped 120 people. The city claims 84% of them found permanent housing within 30 to 60 days. That's great. The numbers work. It's not 100 rooms, it's 10.
Right.
Okay. That being said, are there people who would want to go stay in this hotel? I don't think so. I think if it got out that there were homeless people there, you don't want to go there.
Well, it's out.
I mean,
we're talking about it, right? I mean, it's in
but we haven't
articles
named the hotel, and
we
don't
haven't,
have to.
but it's in the article I'm reading.
Oh, it is. Yeah, I don't need to say it on the air.
No,
because I don't know. I don't feel the need to.
You know why I know that there are people that still want to stay there? They're still in business.
Yeah,
if they made a decision like this and it got really out there the way you're talking about it, and people decided not to talk about or not to go there, they wouldn't be open.
Right, because people would say, I'm not sleeping in the same bed that a homeless person slept in.
They'd lose money.
Right.
They'd close their doors, and this program wouldn't be able to function there.
It's the optics of the whole thing.
I agree with you.
The program seems to work. It's not like they're putting 100 people in 100 different rooms. It's just 10 rooms. But if it got out that people who like this hotel maybe and they frequent the hotel or they like to stay there, if they knew that homeless people were there, you have to be real. And as bad as this sounds, people wouldn't stay there.
People seem to think that homelessness defines you and makes you less attractive
I don't think it's about
as a neighbor.
I don't think it's about that.
I think it's 100% that.
You do?
Yeah. That's what you're talking about is you hear homeless and you hear what? Dirty?
Right. That's the thing.
They've got bed bugs maybe. There's a chance.
Haven't showered in weeks.
Yeah, they might smell bad.
Right. Yeah.
That's not what homelessness is. Do you know what homelessness really is at the most root level? Where you live. Where you sleep.
But it also comes with you haven't had a shower.
Yeah, it can affect those things.
And all the rest of,
But just because I'm homeless doesn't mean I'm a bad person.
Of course not. Of course not.
Doesn't mean that you wouldn't like me.
It also doesn't mean
Doesn't mean I'm unsafe.
It doesn't mean you're on drugs either.
No.
It doesn't mean that you're mentally ill. It doesn't necessarily mean all that. But it's the perception that, do you want to go to a hotel where people are homeless and staying there? I think if people were honest, they'd say, no, I'm going to go to a different hotel.
This hotel's not hiding it, by the way.
Yeah.
They're just not explicitly coming out and telling everybody who stays there.
Right.